This is a video review of a 1960 Olympia SG-1 standard typewriter with Congress Elite typeface. A machine I picked up for free last summer with a batch of other typewriters, and I received it for free because it was in deplorable condition and needed extensive repairs. I've spent a week and a half restoring this machine, and the outcome has proven to be very good. The hard work was fruitful, and the machine as it sits is in very nice condition. In my opinion, these Olympia standard typewriters, and Olympias in general, made in the mid-century, are some of the best typewriters ever made. There is a quality to them, detail and durability that is standalone from most other typewriters that were made at the time. There's so much these machines offer that sometimes, if I even do a video review such as this, I would not be able to get to every single function this machine has or every single detail, because you'd be sitting there watching this for an hour. So I want to give you a general overview of what these machines have to offer and what it entails. There was some of the work I've done. Well, for example, I have completely stripped most of the segments and ribbon advance mechanism, taken out all the type bars in this segment. I've disassembled the escapement. The carriage comes off very easily. It's done by undoing two latches and you lift it right off, and I've taken that apart completely. It's been down to every screw and rebuilt. It appears to have what some people have as a birthmark, like a port wine stain here on the back. I think it's ink of some sort. I don't know what it is. It's not coming out. It's not even getting less by scrubbing. I don't want to go too far because it's very easily to damage the crinkle finish of this typewriter. Speak from experience. It still has the often missing plastic paper support. It was off the machine when I got it. It was missing the pins, so I was surprised it still had it. It's a bit damaged. It has some scratches and there's stress marks along the bottom, but I was able to refabricate the pins and install it, and well, there you have it. As odd as it sounds, I've had 6 of these machines, as I've mentioned before, and I've only had one where it was missing, so I'm actually surprised so many people buy these machines and they don't have their paper support, but maybe I'm just lucky. It has the normal size carriage. These machines, they came up to 26 inches, I believe, but this is just, I think it's 12 or 13 inches. Still a beast of a machine, though. It weighs about 40 pounds, I think, soaking wet. But you get what you pay for. Every inch and every pound is worth it, because these machines, they will outlive us all. If these are maintained, they're over-engineered in many ways. But, you know, it's German. That's what they do. They do that in their cars, they do that in their architecture, in their fashion. They did that in their typewriters, and this is a very good example of that. Going over some of the functions. Well, like I said, there's too much to do in one video review, but I'll go over most of it. Some of the perks that is unique to this typewriter, perhaps, might be a good way to start. Such as one of my favorite functions, which is this. This is the paper crank feed. And what this does is, instead of using the platen knobs to feed a page through, you pull on this lever and it will feed up to the point where you set it. There is an adjustment over here, and that will determine how far the paper feeds. I will make a video in sequence of this one, doing a typing sample, and most certainly show off that option. Then, of course, the machine is fitted with a tabulator. It has the bar here at the front. These machines even came with decimal tabulators as well. This one doesn't have that. Most often those were fitted on machines that were used by accountants and also had a wider carriage. So you have the tab, you have the clear it and set. It's all very conventional, but then of course, if you want to clear all of the tabs, let's say you have multiple tab sets and you don't want to go back to every individual tab stop and clear it, you can use this clear all lever on the side. These keys, this is typical Olympia, and something I love about these machines, they're spring loaded. There's little drum springs under each key, and they lessen the force on the fingers tremendously. It's a really nice function. And on these large standard typewriters, the touch control actually does more, because there's more spring travel and leverage than there is on portables, and it definitely makes a difference on this machine. It has the four function color selector, so you're able to use all. The way it works is that you have uses the bottom of the ribbon, the center of the ribbon. This is the stencil function, and it uses the top of the ribbon. Nice long carriage return lever. It came in 2 designs. Here's your line space adjust, carriage release, ratchet release, paper release, margins. That's part of a debit card I used because it was missing the tab. It has the double space function. If you hit the double space key, you push that down, it will advance at double the rate of speed. And then you have your index card holders over here and here, which are undone like that. They flip forward. Well, they're locked now, but there you go. Okay, and then I'll just remove the carriage for you. The piece de resistance on these Olympia standard typewriters, you flick 2 latches, one on each side, and all you have to do is lift it right off. Ingenuity is just brilliant. It's wonderful. I love that. You know, you can service them. These machines are so wonderful to write on. They're great to work on. From a mechanics and a user standpoint, these are wonderful machines to have. This doesn't hurt the carriage when it's just like this, because there's a bracket under the mainspring, so you're not putting force on that. There is a lock that gets engaged when you remove the carriage, which will lock the carriage in place, because there's a toggle that with a catch that goes into the carriage rail. And here is the escapement in the rear end of the mechanism. Another nice feature is those powder-coated mainframes that these Olympias came with. So red throughout the machine. You take off the paneling, all of a sudden you have a completely different ambiance with these typewriters. And the portables even had blue cross member. So you had a blue part. And then of course here's your escapement. It's in good shape, hardly anywhere. It had some drop damage, the machine, so I was worried about the escapement, but I've gone over it and it's in perfect condition. So it didn't suffer any damage when whatever happened to the typewriter happened. That's the tabulator toggle. Your serial number. As you can see, the padding that I installed. So these machines had the foam sound deadening material, and that would disintegrate after 70 years. So it turns into dust. You just touch it and it comes apart in your hands. So I removed all of it and I installed new material. And then a quick look at the underside of the machine. Big hunky Sasquatch feet, and the levers for the tabulator and the escapement. And there you have it. A bit of a different look than when we started this video, but this is essentially what an Olympia SG-1 is. They're wonderful machines, and yes, they're bulky. Like I said, they're about 40 pounds. They're hefty machines, but their design, the way they were made, these will outlive all of us. They're wonderful typewriters. If you have a chance to snap these up, I'd recommend you doing so, because it's an experience. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around for the sequel. I will do a typing sample and show you that wonderful Congress Elite typeface this machine is fitted with. Have a nice day, and thanks for watching.